for recycling and reducing the number of plastics that we produce, and well, that's now getting into our consumption ecosystem. Coca-Cola recently announced an ambitious goal of recycling every plastic bottle the company produces by the year 2030. A look at East Africa shows how the company is attempting to achieve this goal while faced with pressure from the government and the Chinese ban on plastic waste imports.
Coca-Cola has given itself 12 years to recycle the equivalent of every bottle it sells around the world. In East Africa, the beverage giant is attempting to self-regulate while faced with a government threat to ban plastic bottles and restrictions on plastic waste imports in China. Last year, Kenya implemented a disruptive ban on plastic carrier bags, and manufacturers expect legislation against bottles will be next. Plastic bottles litter urban areas in East Africa's biggest economy and frequently clog storm drains, exacerbating floods before some of it ends up swirling around the ocean. In neighboring Uganda, the company is already operating a recycling plant in Kampala, employing over 40 people, and recycles waste bottles collected from as far as Rwanda and South Sudan.
This major aim of this plastic recycling is to collect all what we submit there in the field. So the target is to get 100 plastic souls, what we sell into the environment, what the consumer consumes from our plastic, we get them back, recycle and put them to use.
Until recently, a few Asian countries were the biggest buyers of plastic waste globally. But after China restricted waste imports due to environmental concerns, developing countries have had to find alternatives.
The world was stunned when China put a ban on the importation of certain types of plastic flakes. That was our biggest export destination from Uganda. Uganda was actually exporting up to $4 million a year in plastic flakes, made from waste such as this. But China made that change, and other countries have quickly snapped up the market. Right now we're exporting to India, Turkey, we have customer queries from Canada, other countries in Europe, and there are more coming out. But more importantly, there's also a high demand here in Kampala, in Uganda. We have plastic manufacturers who use these same flakes in their processes, and they're very happy, instead of importing them from other countries, to get them from right here, because they are contributing to the incomes of people, such as these ladies you see here, and the youth who collect these bottles out there, as well as removing plastic waste from the environment.
According to a report on the recycling industry by the International Labour Organization, approximately 15 to 20 million people work as informal waste pickers in developing countries. Formalization and organization of workers can turn waste collection and management into a very significant opportunity for social inclusion.
In short, plastic to us is not waste. We see it as beneficial. When I see it, I don't see it as a problem. I know this is what feeds me, and I know it feeds a lot of people. So I don't see it as a problem. I'm happy.
For now, China's ban on trash highlights the need for plastic manufacturers, particularly in developing countries, to recycle and accept more responsibility for their products, which pollute the environment.
Dealing with plastic problems in East Africa. And that's the wrap on today's edition of Business Incorporated. I'll see you next time. Do have a great day, everyone.